This faceless channel is currently making $100,000 a month with videos that look like they were made in Microsoft Paint. And it's only been 1 year since they uploaded their first video to YouTube. But here's the crazy part. Take a quick look at what one of their videos looks like.
Zeus. Zeus, the sky and thunder god, also known as the king of gods, was secretly raised.
Now at first glance, it's easy to write this off as low effort content, but after closely studying this channel and watching every single video, I realized something. This channel didn't just get lucky, they discovered a blueprint. The Paint Explainer follows a 4-step framework that's quietly generating millions of views, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. But before I break down the full framework, let's rewind to their very first upload, because hidden inside that one video is a secret that helped catapult this channel to $10,000 a month just 30 days after launch. If we check the numbers, their very first upload got 2 million views in just 7 days. But how does a brand new faceless channel with 0 subscribers pull that off? Well, it turns out they leveraged something that very few creators even know exists. Right now, YouTube is quietly doing something behind the scenes. Whenever a new creator uploads for the first time, YouTube floods that video with early impressions. Not because the content is amazing, but because it wants to encourage new channels to stick around. And I've tested this myself. As an experiment, I posted a video talking about this exact phenomenon on the very channel you're watching right now. And it hit over 100,000 views as my 3rd ever upload. So this isn't just a theory. It's a real advantage that needs to be taken seriously. Now of course, you can't just upload your first video and expect to go viral. The Paint Explainer used this new channel boost from their first upload, but also paired it with a strategy that's been proven to work. So let's start at the first piece of the 4-step framework, their titles. Because without the click, your videos will never get seen to begin with. Take a close look at the titles of their first few uploads. Here's the strange thing, these titles aren't even creative. Instead, they're predictable, and that's why they worked. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel, rather they doubled down on a very specific type of title. Every X explained in Y minutes. They start each title with the word every, which instantly signals value. It lets the viewer know that they don't need to look anywhere else. They follow with an interesting topic like ideologies, gods, or magic tricks, and they end their title with a time constraint to set clear expectations before the viewer has even clicked on the video. This created a structure that worked perfectly with the algorithm. It was clear, clickable, and incredibly repeatable. Now imagine if this video was titled An Overview of the Greek Gods. It's vague, generic, and not nearly as clickable. See the difference? Now you're probably asking yourself, how did the Paint Explainer even come up with this title structure in the first place? It's not like they just made it up and got lucky. It's a simple case of supply and demand. All they did was stumble across this video. A video that was uploaded a full 8 months before the Paint Explainer's channel even began. This one video alone put in 3 million views in just 7 days. And at the time, the Redeem Zoomer only had 40,000 subscribers. That's the secret. There was already massive demand. All the Paint Explainer had to do was supply it. It's almost like they discovered a cheat code that was hiding in plain sight. By using the same title structure and producing content of their own, they rode the same wave. This wasn't luck, it was a smart strategy. So when you find proof of demand, don't overthink it, fulfill that demand with content of your own. Now of course, you can't just use a proven title structure that's worked well for someone else and expect your channel to take off. Titles might get people to click, but what makes people stay and watch your videos over and over again lies within the second piece of this framework. Using a style so simple, it became impossible to ignore. In a sea of polished thumbnails and high quality editing, the Paint Explainer found a way to lower everyone's expectations, which became their biggest advantage. What they did was the same as showing up to a black tie event but wearing pajamas and stealing the spotlight from everyone else. And the interesting thing about this is that it was completely intentional. Their content literally looks like it was drawn in Microsoft Paint. It's the kind of style you'd expect from an amateur creator, not a channel making $100,000 a month. But that's exactly what made it work. When you see one of their thumbnails or click on a video, it doesn't feel like another premium documentary. It feels raw, unfiltered, and most importantly, authentic. Like someone is drawing their thoughts as they tell you a story. And this illusion of simplicity does something powerful. It lowers the viewer's expectations, and by doing so, it allows for the Paint Explainer to break one of the most important rules on YouTube. Watch the first few seconds of this video and let me know if you can point out the rule they're breaking.
Socrates. Socrates, often credited as the founder of Western philosophy, never wrote a text. We mainly know about him thanks to his student Plato, who wrote his teachings.
No hooks, no setup, no intro. The viewer is thrown straight into the good stuff. Now this simple style of animation definitely helped them stand out, but here's the twist, the animation alone isn't enough. And that's where the third piece of their framework comes in, getting viewers to stay. So what's keeping viewers glued to their videos from start to finish? Well, it's a little trick they use throughout their editing. They've tapped into something most creators completely overlook. Pay really close attention to the next 3 images that pop up on your screen. Now, the images themselves are completely random and irrelevant, but did you notice how your eyes darted around the screen as each image appeared? You suddenly became an active viewer, not a passive one. Now imagine that happening for an entire video. The Paint Explainer is always triggering something on screen, like text popping up, images flashing in, or a quick zoom in. And what this does is prevent your brain from slipping into autopilot, because the moment your viewer starts to watch passively, your attention graph starts to drop. But if you can keep their eyes bouncing and their attention alert, they're more likely to continue watching until the end of the video. But there's one more subtle trick the Paint Explainer uses, and most viewers never even notice it, which is why it's so powerful. Watch closely to how they transition from one topic to the next. With each transition, the viewer gets a small visual tease on what's coming up. This tease gives the viewer something to look forward to while they're still locked in on the current topic. It quietly opens up a loop in their mind, and that loop keeps them watching, because subconsciously, they're waiting for the next answer. This turns your attention graph into something that looks like this to something that looks more like this. And it's the secret behind their high average view durations, which is favored by the YouTube algorithm. But there's one final piece of this framework. And this final piece is what transitioned the Paint Explainer from a channel making $10,000 a month to a channel now making $100,000 a month. By this point, the Paint Explainer had already made a name for themselves on YouTube. They were pulling in millions of views and growing fast with their proven and predictable title format. The repeated every X in Y minutes title structure helped them grow initially to $10,000 a month. But then something happened. The format started popping up everywhere. The novelty wore off and views started to drop. New competitor channels were flooding YouTube with the exact same format. Like this one here using the same blueprint and making $30,000 a month. And same with this channel making just shy of $10,000 a month in the last 28 days. And when everyone's doing the same thing, usually, in this case, the only thing left to compete on is production quality. And that's a bit of a problem when your brand is built entirely around Microsoft Paint style drawings. So instead, the Paint Explainer did something rather unique. They made a move that completely changed the trajectory of their channel. They pivoted. They moved away from their proven and predictable safety net and moved towards darker, more emotional topics. They simply went back to the basics, find demand, fulfill that demand. So their titles started to change from every X explained in Y minutes to more dark topics with titles such as the most painful cave deaths of all time and what dying on every planet would be like. Instead of competing with everyone else, they created a category of their own. And the overall result? Massive outlier videos, more sponsors, and a monthly income that scaled from $10,000 to over $100,000 a month. So did the Paint Explainer get lucky? Not even close. They simply followed a proven system, and when that system started to catch on, they made the right pivot. And that's what separates good channels from great ones. And as for the strategies I just broke down, they're the same ones I teach inside my community, where other members are turning faceless channels into 10K a month businesses, like Eric here, who last month made $13,000 from his channel, or Gabriel, who hit $400 a day just 90 days after starting his channel. Inside the community, you'll get my full step-by-step masterclass, weekly live Q&A calls with me, an AI script generator, my database of 500 profitable faceless channels, as well as hand-picked niches and templates that will save you hours of work. Everything inside is designed to remove all the guessing and put you on the path to financial freedom with your faceless channel. So if you are looking to scale a faceless channel of your own, click the link in the description if you want to join the community, and I will see you on the next Q&A call. Otherwise, if you want more breakdowns like this one, subscribe and I'll see you on the next video.